Hi, this is Lisa Schmid with the Stamper Studio, and I am here to show you about the Stamparatus. I've gotten quite a few questions this week about how to use it, so I want to show you how. Okay, let's get started. When you get the Stamparatus, this is what comes with it. You get the 2 acrylic plates, you get 2 magnets. You don't get that. I will tell you about that in just a second. You do get the mat. And then you get obviously this base. Now these magnets, they store, if you want to, underneath here. I don't ever store them there because they're kind of hard to get out. And if you notice, this one's a little shorter, and that's because they got stuck together, super strong, and that one broke. So I could order new ones for $12, but these work great. I like to use the grid paper, and you get 50 sheets for $6.50. And I'll tell you, if you get the Stamparatus, I'll send you a couple sheets of paper just to get you started on that. So the best way, whoa, there go the magnets. The best way to, or one reason you'd want to use the Stamparatus is because when you want to line things up. So I'm going to show you using this set Zoo Globe. Okay, so what we're going to do, first I'm going to place it right here, and I'm going to put it right at that corner. So I know it's at that first corner in. So I'll even just draw a little line there, so I know every time that that's where I'm going to place my cardstock. Okay, so, and I'll use this multiple times. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick my magnets on. So like I said, I'm going to use Zoo Globe, and I think we're going to use the elephant, all right, little elephant, and balloons. So this is what I would do to try to get this the way I want it to be. So I'm going to set the elephant down, stamp side down, like that. And then I will take my plate and put it on top of the elephant. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and stamp the elephant first. I'm using Memento Black because then I can color him in gray and he'll look quite nice, quite handsome. Okay, and just push down. There we go. Is he not the cutest thing? Now, I'm going to do the balloons, but if I try to put the balloons right here on the same one, there's going to be a gap. Okay, and I don't really want that gap. I actually want the balloons connected to his trunk. So what I'm going to do is do the balloons up on this other plate. So let's place them down. I'm going to have those ribbons just touch his nose, or trunk, I guess it is. And I'm going to use Magenta Madness for this one. Okay, so let's double check. Yep, looks like that's going to work just great, but we'll try. It might not, and that's okay. Okay. Hey, I think that's pretty good. What do you think? Yeah, I think that works. I'll tell you, it doesn't always happen that it works the first time. But then we can also put him in the globe, because we don't just want the elephant. We actually want to put him in the globe. Now this one, remember, this is just our practice. So if we make mistakes, no big deal. We're getting these placed where we want them to be. So I'm going to go ahead and put the globe around him. Ooh, I might have to do those balloons a little bit lower. Let's go ahead and do the globe and see. I can see they're outside. Okay, so the balloons have to go a little lower or they have to tilt more. Now, as you can see, I guess I could do that here. But I am afraid that that elephant is going to touch that. So I'm going to flip this over and use the other side because I actually have 4 different sides that I can use. Okay, so let's get my paper back up. It's moving every time, right? Let's just double check that again before we ink it. I'm going to move it up a little bit. So I will see. I think the balloons are going to have to come down just a hair. All right, so let's try and see. We'll ink our globe. And so our balloons are a little outside, a little bit. So we're going to lower those down just a bit, but let's go ahead and do the base first. And the base, we want to go, again, my paper moved. There we go. The base, we want to touch the globe. And I'm going to use this top one, and it's going to be the same color. I'm going to do that in the Magenta Madness, so I can leave it on this side. Even if I did two colors, I could leave it on this side. You can see they're super sticky, but that's why I have the line on the grid paper. So let's see. Ooh, my magnet is in the way there. There we go. All right, I see a couple of things we're going to have to move. So the elephant has to go up. Let's look at this first. Okay, I think we probably want to move. I'm going to just wipe this off so I don't get ink all over myself. I think we're going to move this down just a pinch. It's pretty rare to get it all perfect the first time. So I'm going to put this back here and lower it a little bit. Now this is sort of the behind the scenes that you might not see. So sometimes things look super easy because a demonstrator gets it all ready for you. All right, I think that is better. And we just need to move our elephant up. So let's move him up a little bit. So he sits up here inside the globe. Okay, let's ink him up and see. Remember, this is just our practice one, and we will do a good one once we get this situated. All right, let's see where our elephant sits. He's still so cute. Yep, his feet are, oh, I think he needs to go up just a hair more. So let's put him there. So he's really inside. All right, Mr. Elephant, take 3. Yep, his feet are inside this time. You might not be able to tell that because there's a lot going on here. But so he's this top one. So let's replace our balloons. Now we need them to be, I think I'm going to angle them more. Kind of like the wind is blowing inside the snow globe because I want it in that black line. Okay, and let's try that one more time and see. Yeah, I think they are all inside. So now that I think we got it all placed, we're going to go ahead and give it a whirl and try with, so we're going to give it a whirl and try with a new piece of cardstock. All right, now I could use this other side because our cardstock is quite thick, and unlike other cardstock, you can stamp on this side, but I'm just going to go ahead and grab a new one. It doesn't matter what you start with. So I'm going to start with the elephant because that's the one that's facing the paper first. Okay, should we see? Is it going to work? Okay, there's our elephant. Let me flip over. First globe. And you know what? We might have to adjust it again, and that is okay. Because once you get it situated, you could make as many cards as you want. All right, let's see. Here's moment of truth. Oh, I think it's going to be good. Look how, okay, so we need to move our globe down just a hair. Otherwise, everything else is okay. So that's all right. We'll just move the globe down a little bit. Keep the balloons in. The other thing you could do is obviously just take a little black marker and mark that. But now I will flip it over and let's try one more time. Not unusual to go through many drafts before you get your final one. Now this time, I'm going to go ahead and start because the globe is here. So I'll just start with the globe. Then I'll do the elephant. See how he does. Boom. He is so cute. I'll say that every time. Then we'll take our Magenta Madness. And I could here, I'm going to move that so you can see it. I could do these in 2 different colors. Even though they're both on the same plate, I could easily ink them in 2 different colors. Just that magnet. 1. All right, I think we got it. Boop. All right, I think that's pretty good. We could move the elephant down, but I think it's good. I think it's good enough. So that is one thing you can do, and I will show you the finished card that I made with that. Okay, is that not just stinking cute? Of course, I put dazzling diamonds on the balloons and colored them in, and I used a blender pen to color this in. And I'll tell you a little trick. And you notice he's popped up. Well, the reason is because I colored the elephant with an aqua painter with water, and it didn't come out very well. So I thought, that's okay. I'm not going to redo the whole thing. I will just color a new elephant and stick them on. So that's an easy way to make a mistake just look better. Okay, so I'm going to show you one other thing we're going to do with the Stamparatus. I'm going to clean off all this pink ink. It's handy to have some wet wipes nearby so you don't get them on your fingers and get them all over the place, get the ink all over the place. All right, so we're going to put these back in our snow globe, and we're going to use actually the, let's look here. Let's get these put away. I really just need to put away those right now. All right, we're going to use, before I tell you that, this koala sitting on the tree is another case of where you really want to use the Stamparatus because it's hard to get him placed there, and you'll go through a couple drafts, but once you've got him, then you can stamp a whole bunch of cards. So we're going to try using the happy birthday, and I'm going to show you a trick here. So I am going to grab another piece of paper. I'm going to use those same lines, another piece of cardstock. There we go. And we'll do a couple different colors. Now I'm just going to put this right here, and it looks pretty straight, and pick it up. Okay, so there it is. And we'll just start with the Magenta Madness since I've got that out. And we'll stamp our happy birthday. Now, one thing that's awesome about the Stamparatus is if this did not come out fully stamped, I could ink it again and restamp it. If I was trying to do that by hand, wouldn't line up. Now I cleaned off my stamp, and and I'm just going to slide it down one space, and I'm going to stamp it in a different color. Let's do Bumblebee. I was going to do Misty Moonlight. We'll do that last. Okay, so let's do Bumblebee. Ink, ink, ink. Stamp. Okay, and then we'll clean it off. Just pick it up and hinge it down one more time, and we'll ink it in the Misty Moonlight. And you can see all of this. If you're afraid of getting that on your paper, just clean that off before you stamp it. Okay, there we go. Great way to get several words straight, number one, and in a line like that. And I really could, if I wanted to, I could do a different word on this side. If I wanted something, I could put a word in the middle. I can't move it down that way. I can only move it sideways, but I could do that if I wanted to. So that's another great use for the Stamparatus. It is an awesome tool that you can use to line things up. And especially it's really useful if you're making more than one card. Like I said, particularly with something like this, where you're going to go through a couple revisions before you get it exactly how you want it to be. Okay, so I hope you learned a lot about the Stamparatus. And if you would like to get it, it's just $49. And like I said, just let me know and I will send you the Stampin' Up! Grid paper. I don't think I even showed you, but it comes in a pad. And one side is metric and one side is inches, so very helpful. But I'll send you a couple sheets of that just to get you started, because that's something, in my opinion, you have to have. So I hope you enjoyed it, and you can like the video. I would love that, or share it with your friends. But I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for coming.